Alright, YouTube, back again with another video, and today we're going to compare two of the best half-inch compact stubby impact on the market, and they're from these two brands, DeWalt and Milwaukee. So the particular model we're talking about today, the DeWalt will be the DCF921, the Milwaukee would be the 2563-20. The DeWalt retails for $239.99, the Milwaukee is $199.99. Now both of them you can maybe find cheaper somewhere else, but that's the retail price. Those are just for the bare tools. Now you can go to Acme Tools and you can find both of them in a kit with a battery and a charger, both for $349. The main difference would be is this comes with two batteries, a 5.0 and a 2.5, a bag and a charger. The DeWalt will have one 1.7 power stack battery, a bag and a charger. Now bang for your buck, I might say that Milwaukee probably would be a better deal on that, but we'll go ahead and continue the comparison here. Now the first comparison I would like to compare would be the size. Obviously at this particular moment size does matter because we're talking about compact stubby impacts. The DeWalt is shorter in length by a little bit, and the width of the tools, the DeWalt again is a little bit smaller than the Milwaukee. Now height wise, this runs off a 12 volt 5.0 lithium ion battery, so the battery is much smaller, but the DeWalt runs off a 20 volt. This one has a 5 amp. Now if you put up 1.7 power stack on this thing would definitely be shorter because the power stacks are not as tall, they're a little bit more wider, so this would definitely be shorter. So if you're comparing the size wise, the DeWalt will have the edge. The next thing I would like to compare would be the lights. Now both of them have 3 LEDs on front of their face. This obviously has a wider, bigger face. This is a smaller face. This has smaller LEDs. This has bigger LEDs. Now on the Milwaukee, all you gotta do is press the trigger and the light turns on. It's actually decently bright. On the DeWalt, and it turns on by itself. On the DeWalt, it does not turn on by itself. You will have to manually press it right here on the base, and it's also decently bright, but honestly, obviously the Milwaukee is brighter. I think this stays on for, I don't know exactly how long, but it should turn off by itself like the Milwaukee gun. There you go, maybe I think 20 seconds, but if I had to choose, I prefer the Milwaukee's light. I think it's better, the color temperature of it, and it's brighter. Now the third thing I would like to compare on both of these impacts would just be overall design. Now if you're used to one impact, obviously when you go ahead and transfer to another one, it's slightly different. I got confused. This is my first Milwaukee impact, so let me just go ahead and go on some of the, I think certain things that the brand do different from the other, or maybe not all of them, but just this particular impacts. On the DeWalt, I'm used to it. State of charge, how much battery you got left, it's on the battery. On the DeWalt, when you do have to change modes, precision wrenching, or you want a little bit more oomph on fastening a bolt, you go from the bottom right here. This is how you change modes, precision wrench, etc., etc. And for lighting, this is also the bolt you're gonna press. So everything is like on the base of the impact. I'm used to it. I'm used to DeWalt. I just have a lot of DeWalts. Now when I went ahead and bought this Milwaukee impact, I was a little confused. They built this knowing that they want you to use one hand, and that's great because of the fact that you can see the state of charge on the actual impact itself right here. Four lights indicating how much charge you have left. The what do we call this? The modes is on top of the actual impact. I didn't know. I thought I was looking for a button just like the DeWalt's. All you gotta do is press this twice, and you have to be in neutral position, so not loosening or fastening. and you got to press it twice, and that will move whatever you need it to go. You know, precision mode, a little bit more torque on your fastening, etc. So again, both of them have their own system. Again, this is my first first Milwaukee. So I was a little confused. I had to search up how to do it. Just overall base design, I mean, if you really had to pick which one is more handy, I would definitely say the Milwaukee is more handy at that regard. Because again, you could use one hand and you could check the battery level, change the modes all in one hand compared to the DeWalt. Now the fourth thing I would like to compare on both of these impacts would be the power. Now there is a power difference. Milwaukee claims to have 550 foot-pounds of breakaway torque. The DeWalt has 450. That's 100 foot-pounds difference in power. That's what makes this Milwaukee such a likable impact. Weight-wise, they feel about the same. Again, if you have a smaller battery on this, it might weigh less, but both of them weighs almost next to nothing. Very light impacts, but again, 100 foot-pounds more of torque here. This is slightly smaller, so for the size that it has, it's still decently strong. But again, the Milwaukee would be stronger on that regards. Now the fifth thing I would like to compare on both of these impacts would be the warranty. DeWalt has a 3-year warranty on the tool itself and a 3-year warranty on the battery. Milwaukee has a 5-year warranty on the tool itself, and I think 2 to 3 years on the battery. Now, 2 more years here. I had bad experiences with DeWalt warranties before. I'm not saying that's for every single one, maybe it just happened to me. I had the lady at the service center just told me that I just wait for it to completely break, but at the particular moment, the problem it's having, it's not going to completely break like that unless I throw it down a bridge on hard concrete. So if I had to choose, I heard Milwaukee's warranty is very, very good. I had a bad experience with this one. I guess to go off the serial number on the tool itself, that's why I got it a boot. Apparently it's very easy to erase. This one, I might register it online, so 2-year more warranty here. Now, impact video is not going to be complete without taking off some lug nuts, and I know some people hate that as a test, but these are mini impacts, so I think lug nuts would be a good test. We torque them down, see which one. I mean, again, this has more power, so this probably would struggle less than this, but this is slightly smaller. Now, if I really had to choose, it's going to be hard. They both have some pros and cons, but I think the Milwaukee has more pros. I prefer a stronger impact. The size difference is not huge to where I'm like, oh man. Again, the height of it might be the main thing with the power stack. 100 foot-pounds more of torque on this bad boy. The one-handed usage, 2 more years of warranty. The batteries are cheaper. The actual tool itself is cheaper. And the fact that you don't have to register it, lots of pros at this particular discussion. I like stronger impacts in general. So with that being said, if I really, really have to choose, again, I love DeWalt and I love this DCF921, but I'll probably lean more to the Milwaukee. With that being said, let's rip some lug nuts off. Right, we're going to take off out of Galanki shaggin' wagon. We got a split beam torque wrench. We already torqued both of these down to 80 foot-pounds respectively. We'll do a review on this next month. This thing is going to go on sale. Harbor Freight 40% off. They're like, what do you call this? Their parking lot sale. So pretty dang nice. But yeah, torque these down as a van. So we're going to go ahead and use the impact on them. Alright, first up is the DeWalt. This has a fully charged 5-amp battery. Right setting right here. Yep. Here we go. Got that off pretty easily. Alright, the Milwaukee's turn. Milwaukee got a full charge as well. We're gonna go ahead and hit this lug nut. Got that off pretty decently fast too, so yeah, both are lug nut approved. Alright, there's the testing, there's a comparison. Again, if I had to choose, I will probably go with the Milwaukee just because of all the reasons again I have said. Overall though, both very good impacts. You really can't go wrong on any of them because this thing is a beast, regardless if I'm picking this at the moment. But that's why I sold this one, went ahead and bought this for that reason. So there you go, till next time.